Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning to these videos. In this video, I wanted to speak about how in these last days, we're going to see a whole bunch of false prophets starting to rise up out of the woodwork. And I'm going to read this in Matthew 24 and verse 11. It says, "And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many." And so with the situations that's taking place with, like you see on the screen here, the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites and the pro-Palestinian protest that took place in Chicago a few days ago, there was a brawl that broke out. And you can see that pretty much these people were not moving in the spirit. They weren't pertaining to prophecy, and ultimately just wanted to be seen in the sight of men. They even are going on Twitter and Instagram, trying to get all these other various camps to go for round two. And as the scriptures speak about that, that many are going to be deceived by these false prophets. But the elect are going to obtain this truth. Because ultimately, when you're crossing by, you're walking down the street, or you're watching these various YouTube channels preaching this doctrine, this ministry, and this word, you're going to see that not everybody has the spirit of prophecy. But only the elect are going to obtain that, and they're going to adhere to it. They're going to gravitate towards it, whereas the false prophets are pretty much just speaking to the false prophets, people who are not focused on what the scriptures is speaking about in prophecy terms. Quick precept is in Romans 11 verse 7. It says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded." And so Israel ultimately is seeking for something, but only the elect are going to receive the prophecy, the comfort in knowing that we don't have a stake in this land, because Yahweh Shai is going to return and restore everything to us. But ultimately, you're going to have these false prophets. So if you read in the beginning part of Matthew 24, Yahweh Shai is speaking to the disciples at the time of how things are going to take place before his return. You're going to see wars and rumors of wars and all these things. Us in this ministry, we're supposed to be as watchmen, watching for these prophecies, because that's the spirit of prophecy. That's what we should really be focused on, and warning our people who hear the message, not trying to go for round two or please the people around us. We know and understand that those are for the false prophets. That's their lots. We're ultimately going to speak the scriptures because we're focused on the prophecies. We're seeing all these wars and rumors of wars, that we shouldn't be distracted by these little nonsensical schisms that you have in the world. Like how Yahweh Shai said, if this was his kingdom, he'd fight for it. This place isn't our place to fight for. The only thing we're doing is we're prophesying this place, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai's mouth, this place is going down. Our weapons of war are not carnal, but it's mighty through. I'm gonna get that precept actually. So this is in 2 Corinthians 4 verse 10 verse 4. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai." And that all starts with this word. It's through the power of this word, how we're speaking this word, and what we're focused on, which is prophecy, is what's going to gather the elect. We're not doing gimmicks in GMS, or we're not affiliated with any of these other camps who speak wayward doctrines, because those people who are speaking wayward doctrines are false prophets. And the scripture says that we are to mark them, because they're causing division. So this is in Revelation 19 and 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See that do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai." And it says right here, worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So when you're seeing like all these various camps HOC, IUIC, um, uh, there's a whole bunch of them, all these alphabet groups of so-called Black Hebrew Israelites. The main thing that you should be concerned of is if they're speaking in prophecy, if they're going into the scriptures and breaking it down plainly so that everybody can read it, because that's the job of a watchman. That's the job to pretty much warn the hopeful elect who have obtained this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and to let them know about the situation that's taking place in the stage of the world. And so if you read down further in Matthew 24 and 14, it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." And we're seeing the end come faster and faster because it's of the elect's sake that the times are moving quicker. We're seeing that this word has gone out throughout the four corners of the earth, and it has accomplished that what it was sent to do, which is to wake up the hopeful elect, galvanize their mind, and pretty much make them so that they depart from Babylon mentally. And it's all through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, his preaching. Because when you're in this ministry and you're moving in the Spirit and you walk in the Spirit and you speak in the Spirit, you're pretty much heralding Yahweh Shai's message and his return about the hopeful elect, how we're going to obtain this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and watch as pretty much the spirit of prophecy is what's taking down this place. It's not of our own. It's through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and the words that we preach. So if you read this here in John 10 and 27, it says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." So when you're speaking out there on the highways and hedges, you're supposed to be speaking in sound doctrine. And that sound doctrine has to include prophecy. One of the main things that we speak about in Great Millstone is that MOTB. And you can see that a lot of these various other camps go up against us because we always bring up that notion. We bring up that topic. And they don't like that we bring that up. Well, it's ultimately because they don't have the spirit of prophecy. They're not looking forward to Yahweh Shai's return and establishing the kingdom. They're looking forward to establishing something here that has nothing to do with the scriptures. So I have another precept here. Is in Isaiah 8 and 20. It says, "To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them." So this is an indicator for you. You're walking by and you see these people preaching another another savior, another anointed, another Yahweh Shai, and they're not speaking according to the word, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and the doctrine, then there's no light in them. And one of the main things that like these other camps do is they like to discredit the writings of Paul. When the writings of Paul were put in the scriptures for our learning, because he was actually supping with Yahweh Shai himself, and everything that he wrote there is for edification, so that we in these times, in the times of prophecy, know how to maneuver in this society. But we're going to see a lot of these false prophets, as it says in Matthew 24, and there's not going to be a light in them because they're not after the kingdom. They're not after the heralding of Yahweh Shai. And that's why also we're not going to join these schisms and these unity camps, because we're going to bring the doctrine. And if a person doesn't believe in what we believe in, then pretty much they don't. We shouldn't be fellowshipping with them. Can two walk together except they be agreed? And this is the precept here is in 1 John 4 and 1. It says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world." And so this is pretty much letting you know that there's one, false prophets out there, many of them, and two, that you're supposed to try the spirits. You're supposed to test these people whether they are of Yahweh Shai or not. And 9 times out of 10, because there's only one truth, you're going to see that their doctrine doesn't hold water, that they're pretty much not focused on prophecy, because Yahweh Shai's followers, the ones who hear his voice, are going to have that testimony and spirit of prophecy. And they're going to be focused on their job, and the job at hand is to be a watchman. And so the last precept I want to read here is in 2 John 10 and It's like it's 2 John 10. It says, "If there come any unto you, and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed. For he that biddeth him Godspeed is a partaker of his evil deeds." So we're pretty much not associated with all these other various groups. If we were associated with these groups, there wouldn't be different nomenclatures for the banners that we're under. Here at Great Millstone, we follow the doctrines of the apostles of Great Millstone, and all these other people have issues with the doctrine that the apostles of Great Millstone teach. So we ultimately don't have the same doctrine. And I'm gonna read this last precept just to finish off the video. This is in Amos 3 verse 3. It says, "Can two walk together except they be agreed?" And so that's why in this ministry we're tightly knit, because if you're in this ministry, you have that testimony of Yahweh Shai, the spirit of prophecy. You have pretty much in a agreement that this is the pure doctrine, and that all these other people don't got it, and that they're the ones that in Matthew 24 that we were warned of, these false prophets. So with that, I'd like to give honor and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachak Wadash, and Shalom Akim.